on Chelsea and kind of Tottenham. Tottenham have announced the signing of Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig.
I've got to stop you there.
Sure it's official.
Two things. One,
all right.
It's not Simons.
Hold up.
It's
do you want the hosting duties as well?
No. I'm saying is I'm not having a go at you. But I've been told that.
No, go on.
A, it's Simons, and two, he now wishes to be known going forward as Xavi.
You've mentioned that before, actually. Yeah.
So just
Xavi.
I'm not having
no, fair enough. So Spurs have announced the signing of Xavi for 52.9 million, actually, I believe,
good player,
from RB Leipzig. And I'm just going to ask, for Tottenham, is that a better deal than the 60 to 68 million it would have cost to sign Eze?
Yes.
For Spurs?
Yes.
What do you think? Like, for example, would Spurs have been better off if they got Eze instead of Xavi Simons?
To me, I would rather have Eze as a player. However, I do think that is a very good signing for Tottenham.
I think it's a fantastic signing.
So I hope I haven't evaded the question because I've not answered it fully. But
well,
I do
you
think
pretty much did. I was asking, for Spurs, is it a better signing? And you said yes, pretty much.
No, I'm not.
No, you're putting words in his mouth.
Oh, okay.
Eze.
All right, sorry, my bad. Go on,
I'm
then.
a fully paid up member of the Eze fan club, even before he rocked up at Arsenal, so I was made up to get him. But in answer to the Xavi question is, yes, I think that is a very good signing for Tottenham. I think he will definitely enhance their squad. He can play in the wing, he can play number 10, he could score goals. He's operated at the top level for a long time. I'm sure, and I say this with a little bit of, grudging acceptance, that that's going to be a good move for Tottenham.
Yeah, I think it's one of those moves where Thomas Frank is going to have a similar blueprint at Spurs than he had at Brentford, right? Because it's one that he knows is so successful. And effectively at Spurs, he's now just got players who are better than what the average squad that they had at Brentford. And Brentford under Frank, especially the last season when he had Mbeumo and Wissa, they were just destructive, is what they were. They would come out with hammer blows and just come at you and at you and at you. And I think Xavi, my bad. I'll get there in the end. I think Xavi, just train me. Xavi, I think, suits them and that very, very well. Because they've now got players like Son. Sorry, no, they don't have Son. I'm really not on it today. They've got Kudus, they've got Xavi and co, who will just give hammer blows and hammer blows and hammer blows to opposition teams. So I think Spurs are going to become a much more stable team this year.
I mean, you could already see that Tottenham under Thomas Frank are completely different now to what.
Because Frank's a much more stable manager.
Yeah, and he's a better manager. No disrespect to Ange, but that's just facts. He's a better manager than Ange. And he will do well at Tottenham. I'm actually a little bit concerned about them.
They are,
by the way, I know I'm digressing ever so slightly. Don't you as a United fan look at Thomas Frank and think he would have been ideal for our club? Because I think he would have been.
I think
stabilising
retrospectively, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have... It's odd to talk about because it's also, I don't think, a scenario that could have ever developed, because when we wanted a new manager back in November, we wanted a new manager. The idea was to get your new long-term manager then. It was like they didn't want to do a whole interim until the end of the season and then find out the summer. That's why because Amorim asked at United, he was like, give me until the summer, please. Yeah. Let me join in the summer. And they were like, no, you want to join, you got to do it now. And Amorim was like, fine, I'll come now. So, and that wouldn't have happened, I don't think, with Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank wouldn't have said yes to joining mid-season. And then when it came to the summer under Amorim, they had the plans, and no one expected Amorim to get fired or sacked or anything back in May, even when we lost the final. Because the idea was, we've got the signings, we've got the plan, we've got everything. So there's no point, I don't think, where we realistically could have got Thomas Frank, unless it was when we sacked Ten Hag, when we won the FA Cup final. Right. The only other option would have been sack Ten Hag and then get him last summer. But Thomas Frank probably would have been, and I got to admit, I wasn't massively fond of it at the time, because I think Frank sat down and had talks with Ratcliffe.
Yeah,
they sat down over dinner and things. And at the time, I was like, would I be up with that? But now thinking about it, and obviously hindsight's 2020, I would have definitely been more open to it. Because previously I've criticised Frank for being, I thought he's been a little bit, what's the word?
Well, the knock on him is that sometimes the football is not great.
I've lost it. A bit like a crybaby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when he was in Championship, I I remember like watching the playoff games, and all he would do was lambast the refs all the time and say that blah blah blah. But admittedly, that was 6 years ago. Frank will have grown as manager since then, and Spurs have got a massive.
That's a real upgrade.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade.
And Xavi and Kudus and their other signings.
Going back to like is he a better signing for Spurs than Eze? I think it's a really boring answer to give, but I think both clubs have got the best for what they need.
I agree.
I know people want to pit them against each other, but I think Arsenal are in a position where they need to win now. We need to win trophies this season. So a 27-year-old Premier League proven Eze, who would love to play for Arsenal, is exactly what we need. Whereas Spurs, who are at the start of a new project, very exciting, long-term, a younger Xavi with potential to be amazing, is probably better for them. I don't think there's any Spurs fan out there that would be like, wish we got Eze. And I don't think there's any Arsenal fan out there that's going, I wish we got Xavi. I think we're both very happy, and it's what we need. So
I think almost every club this summer, other than Newcastle, have like got players that they wanted.
Yes.
Like the big clubs who were like trying to push up and break in the Champions League spaces.